Thank you so much, Azeez, for joining us on the show today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm not really happy because, you know, it's a bragging right when it comes to facing Ghana in any competition. It's table tennis, football, rugby, any competition. We just don't want them dominating us in a jollof derby. So it's 2 losses in 2 games. What is the general mood in the camp at the moment, Azeez?
Oh, well, the camp is, the mood is down. The boys really were sober about it. But generally, I've told them not to worry about it. It's for us at the NRFF, it's a marathon race, not a sprint. So we have a long-term plan for the national team, and even though we fell short against Ghana, I thought it's a game that we could have won. So we fell short of expectations from Nigerians, but Nigerians should not worry. It's we have to give big kudos to the boys. They played their hearts out, especially in the second half. They tried to come back, but we fell short. So we fielded a lot of debutants. We had 24 out of 24 debutants. So good experience for them. Fielding a lot of debutants in such a competition is no small feat. It's an incredible learning experience. The players. For the players, and it's also a testament to the future of Nigerian rugby. We're rebuilding. Something great, I think, is underway, and Nigerians will be very proud of this team in a few years' time.
All right, of course, I'm hopeful that they can bounce back. 24 debutants, Azeez. I would say that's a very huge risk coming from Coach Steve Lewis. But given the number of the high debutants in this squad, what steps, Azeez, have been taken to ensure that these players, they gain more experience and develop into key contributors for the team in the future? Because we're not looking at now. We're looking at these 24 debutants having more time with the Stallions. So what efforts have been put in place to ensure that they gain more experience?
Okay, yeah. So to go to your first statement, it wasn't a risk; it was a necessity because since 2019 we haven't played, so we needed like a fresh this is like a fresh start for us, and the experienced players were nowhere to be found in this occasion. So we had to go. We didn't have any choice but to go with what we have, and what we have is new players, new team and a new structure. So talking about giving them game time and also building from home, we have our strategic plan comprises of top down and bottom up. So we have been able to carefully mix this squad, 60% home base, 40% foreign based. So generally we need to play more. We also need investments. I think that's what is lacking in most of the Nigerian sports. We need a ground of our own. We need our home ground, home turf. Luckily, we have the support of the NSC at the moment, the National Sports Commission, led by Chairman Mr. Shehu Diko, as well as the DG Mr. Bukola Lokpade. We have their backing. We also have the backing of a few individuals like Mr. Shoname of Value Jet, as well as Flowville. So we are building a support base, and in terms of sponsorship and financial base. We also think that those investments, when they come in, should go towards making rugby more accessible to all. Equipments, local competitions, international competitions as well being hosted in Nigeria. One of the biggest achievements for us in this tournament is that we are back. That's the first step.
Yeah.
We are back playing 15s. We are a legitimate rugby 15s playing nation now, and we can build from this. And investments in all ramifications.
All right, you just talked about that years of inactivity, and I would say I was really impressed and happy to see that the Stallions were back in action after that long spell of inactivity. But how are you addressing the gap in preparations after 4 years? Yes, you were out 4 years. So how are you addressing that gap so that the next time we get to see the Stallions on the pitch of play, they will be stronger and better?
Yeah, so we're addressing it in different ways. Like I said, top down, bottom up. Bottom up, we've been able to get our schools program working again. Very soon next month, we're going to launch the Rugby Rising program, a World Rugby supported program for girls between the age of 10 and 18. We're going to send coaches to schools, and we're going to have a rugby festival around it, at the end of 10 weeks. So it's going to be a 10-week program. Also, Nigeria has been listed amongst the top 6 nations growing in rugby, which means that our grassroots plan seems to have kick-started. It's not Uhuru yet. It's not the best, but we have started something, and we are going to make more investment in that area. And then for the boys, for the high performers, which is this level of rugby, we are going to get our hands on a lot of elite players that have now shown interest in playing for their country. We all know that Nigeria is blessed with abundant talent abroad. We all know the likes of Maro Itoje playing for England, Nick Isikwe, Rotimi Shegun, and the likes. So those guys play the Premiership in England. Now we have another, a lower division from the Premiership, which is National 1, National 2, up to National 5, 6. So we're getting interest from Nigerians in the diaspora. But we just don't want to rely on that. We also want to build from home. So it's a two-edged sword. We are going to develop from home as well as bring in the best talents that we can lay our hands on.
Yeah.
And I think by next year we should be talking about winning these tournaments. When they happen. So for us, it's a progressive build-up into. A very formidable national team for Nigerians to be proud of.
Yes, of course. What can we be proud of? We will be proud of anything that concerns home, as charity begins from home. Now you have your game up against Zambia next, if I'm correct, and it's going to be...
No.
Okay. Not Zambia?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're supposed to have a round robin, but the format of the tournament stipulates that the lowest team plays the highest team. So we played Tunisia in our first game, while Zambia played Ghana. So that was the semi-final. And I think Tunisia, they've won the tournament. They will now go ahead to play Morocco for a place in the top 8 of Rugby Africa.
So you mean it's the end of the road for the Stallions at this time?
Yeah, it's the end of the road. He's on the road, yes.
Fortunate. All right, it's a learning process. I'm sure Steve Lewis would have taken some notes there coming from the performance. But any plans when the Stallions will return home? Azeez, are you with me?
Can you come again?
I just asked of plans of when the Stallions will return home.
Oh, yeah. So flights have been scheduled. The UK boys are already, they've landed safely back home this morning. We are going to be landing tomorrow back to Nigeria.
All right.
Sorry, on Christmas Day. We'll land on Christmas Day.
Really? Yeah. Okay, you're not going to be Santa at this time, but we'll be expecting you, of course, on home ground. Thank you so much, Azeez. We know that this is a learning process for the Stallions, and we're hoping that when they return to the continental stage, again, they should return bigger and better. We have been speaking to the general manager of the Nigerian Rugby Football Federation.